Hello and welcome to Gunnar Weiskamp's Web Development. Today we're doing Lesson 6 in SQL and looking at stored procedures. As the title says, today we'll be looking at creating and using stored procedures. Ta-da! So I'm using Microsoft SQL Server 2014. I don't know if that might be of some help to you. Let me grab our first bit of code. I will also explain to some people that don't know what a stored procedure is. I will explain what it is. Funny that. Right, okay, so let's separate these two bits of code. And let me grab this bit here first. Try to break things down. Oh, sorry. So we're using here a database which I have created before. We've got 4 tables in here. Basically, we'll just be looking at the teacher info table, and it's made up of 4 columns here. Sorry, that's the student info table. Teacher info table, which is made up of these columns here, as you can see: the ID, course ID, full name, salary, and age. So let's first see what's in our table. We got 5 records there. Next, here is our stored procedure. We haven't created it yet. This is what the create syntax is for. It does create procedure, and this is going to be the name of our stored procedure. Excuse me. We're passing in here 2 parameters into our stored procedure: the full name and the age. And all we're doing is doing a simple select statement based on the full name and the age of the teacher. So generally, what a stored procedure does, it allows you to use SQL in an object. So you can then, as we'll show in a second, as we'll show here, once we've created it, we can call this stored procedure by this sort of manner, and it'll get us information back. And if you're using languages like C# or other languages, you can call these stored procedure names in your code, which makes the whole process a lot easier. Oh, excuse me. So, once we've created our stored procedure, which, well, you might as well do now, I guess. We'll press F5. That's going away and doing its magic. Where are these stored procedures kept? I have mentioned it before. Here in this, underneath this folder in here. Once that comes up, it's doing some sort of voodoo magic. While it's doing that voodoo magic, I'm going to run that. So it's still doing its voodoo magic. Come on, it's not too hard, is it? Anyway, that'll come in a second. So let's sort of comment this out for now. We have created our stored procedure. What we're going to do now is we're going to call it using its name, and we're going to pass it 2 parameters here: the full name and the age, as we can see. Pretty straightforward. Oh my god, come on, really? There it is. My god, that did take a while, didn't it? Anyway, there it is. So we can see this is where we keep all our stored procedures. Briefly, the system. Oh, I don't believe I clicked on that. Sorry. The system stored procedure folder you might have seen, it holds a lot of stored procedure which are concerned with the overall database. And I shouldn't have clicked on that because, well, in there are a lot of stored procedures which you can use to see different facets of your overall database. Let's not dwindle on him. There we go. So as you can see, there's loads of stored procedures there that you can use to do certain various processes upon your database. Oops, well, no, I wanted to close him out. So let's just concentrate on this guy here. So now let's call our stored procedure, and we just do that by declaring the variables, putting them in here next to our stored procedure. Now we're passing here Fred Cullen, and his age is 29, as we can still see here in our stored procedure. So you can tell from that syntax we should get back this record because this guy's 29 and his name is Fred Cullen. So pretty basic stuff. And voila, there we've got our information back. So that's our first initial stored procedures with no great complexity. The next piece of code adds a little bit of something else to this process. Let's copy this over. So all we're doing here, let's move this down, is you can also pass your parameters here, in this case the age, with a default value. In other words, you can make your parameters here equal null. So you can pass parameters into your stored procedure, but the parameters in your stored procedure can have a default value. In this case, I'm saying this default value is going to be null, and that's sometimes a good thing to have and to check for, just in case some of your program that you've created does actually pass this without a value. Possibly your functionality here will still work. What we've done here in our logic, in our stored procedure, and let us create it, he'll be created. And while this is refreshing, we'll have a chat about this process. All we're doing in here is we're checking if this age is null. And in our example, I believe it should work out like that way because we haven't set age here to anything. It's going to go in here. This is a is null check, so it'll check for this null, and it should go in here and select all teacher info where full name equals full name. So it's only going to use the full name parameter in this example. If you had passed it with an age, then it would use the age parameter as shown here. So that's the logic of it. Can we comment that out? Excuse me, I've got a bit of cough. So that's the logic of it. So now as we know, there's a guy with Fred Cullen in there. So we'll again get back this record. Let's just run it. Here he is. Now if we set age equals 2, as we know, Fred is not 2, he's 29. So now it should go in here, but because there's no record with those parameters in there, well, we should get back nothing. There we go. So we can see that sort of process has worked. Yeah, so that's the process here. This is the process showing that you can pass parameters, but the parameters can have a default value of null, which might be useful in sometimes. My God, that's still expanding. Anyway, this guy has ended up there just like the last guy. There we go. I told you he would. Here he comes up. Yes. Cool. All right. Let's get rid of that. Now, this one might be the last one we've got here to demonstrate. Might be of a bit more use to people, or it offers a bit more, I don't know, stuff. So, let's grab our teacher stuff. Let's, oh, get rid of that writing. Let's actually, whoa, okay. Is that going to work? Yeah, that'll work. Let's create our stored procedure. Oh, no. I know what I've done. I know what I've done wrong. What was this? What the? select all from teacher info. Just let me do some magic here. Okay, let's let's put that keyword in. Oh, well, that's no good, is it? God damn it. Okay, salary. Oh, fingers crossed, yay! Okay, I know what I did wrong there. Let's refresh this. Many apologies. Great thing with live demos. They're not always going to go exactly as you want. Anyway, so the big thing here is this out keyword with this stored procedure. What this does is allows this variable here, once it's passed into the stored procedure, to get a value out of it. So after we call it here, as you can see, this will have a value determined by this information here. And have we done salary out? We haven't set woohoo, full name equals, and let's keep up with Fred Cohn. There he is. We didn't set him up. So what we're going to do here is quotations. So we're going to get in here. We're going to pass Fred here in the full name, and we're going to get his salary out, which is $3,000. So it'll then come in here, and if his salary is over $3,000, then this item here will be printed. If it's not over 3,000, this here will be printed. Oops, don't know where that came from. Don't need that, and we need an end here. Sorry about that. So again, we're passing using this stored procedure, and we're using the out parameter here to set this variable here, which we can then later on use in our code. Is it not liking something? What aren't you liking? Okay. Begin and else, of course, begin end. So there we go. This might be new to some people here, is we've got this SQL if statement in here. Unlike other languages, you've then got to have a begin and an end after that, and then obviously we've got an else, and then you've got to have your begin and end there as well. But again, just to iterate, we're using this out parameter here with this stored procedure here. I believe we will go into here, but hey, let's give it all a whirl. And the messages don't come up here, they actually come up in this little area. And of course, so sadly you have a low wage, so we went to that area here. So if you're using this print logic, this is a very good technique to use if you're debugging code, because you can put them in somewhere in your stored procedures and you will get information out. So this is a good process to use at times in different manners. But yeah, so we could see that the salary worked, and just to make sure of that, just to make sure that we did actually get something back in the salary, not that I hoodwinked you or anything like that. So back in our messages here, see there's the 3000 which is being printed out here in the print guy. So by passing a variable into the stored procedure using the out parameter, you can get a value out of the actual stored procedure. So that might be useful to some people at times. Okay. So yeah, I hope this has been of some use to you guys. Hopefully you can sign up to my YouTube channel, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you. Bye.